Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Let me make sure you guys can hear me over here. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I just need to make sure you guys can hear me. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Good evening. All right. So let me turn this down. Well, I guess I can turn it back up. How are you guys doing tonight? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Be Frank show, as you can say. So you think we're irrelevant? That is the question. Well, actually, it's a statement being made. And I'm glad that we're going this route, because it's funny that I had a conversation earlier with one of our members, and he was telling me, and I think he made a post on Facebook too. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Let me do this. I need to get some people moved on in here. I got to call my crew. I'm going to see if I can get my crew in. And I hope you guys can hear them too. So let me know if you can hear the crew as soon as I get them in here. Let me sit that there. Hopefully they'll come in. But yeah, so it's amazing how we were talking earlier, and he was telling me that some of the things that we talked about, that we've been saying all this time, nobody wanted to listen because they had an issue with our delivery. When I say our delivery, how we say it, the sugarcoating, and you guys already know we're not sugarcoaters. We're not. Not the idea that we're trying to be rough because people are rough. No, it's the problem we're having in a lot of Black communities, you guys, is the ideal that we want to sweet talk everything. And everything, and that's how they lull you into doing stuff that you don't want to do. And that's how they lull you into not knowing the stuff that they're doing is by sweet talking you. So when we come on here and we talk raw to you guys, we're not trying to be mean to you. We're just trying to let you know this is what they're doing. And everything in the past 9 years, because I keep saying 9 years, because that's how long we have been talking about this stuff. This is how long we have built up the reputation, even in person, when we're doing stuff in person. When we had those meetings at the library, all of that stuff, that was us. We weren't pretending. We were being straightforward. Me, Mr. Porter, Nat, Tavares, all of us, we had been all definitely straightforward with you guys on everything that we discussed. Everything. We did not ever make you guys feel like we weren't trying to tell you the truth. And because of that, what we're realizing is that a lot of stuff that we talked about, now you guys are starting to see it. And even one of our persons that we were talking to made the comment. They said that they didn't like the way we delivered the message. Well, guess what? Do you like what's going on now? Because you worried about the wrong thing. You worried about us being sweet and nice to you guys, which we weren't being mean. We were just telling you the truth. I don't have time to sugarcoat stuff. I mean, that's just who I am. I don't have time for the sugarcoating. I can be nice. I'm very good at being nice. But the sugarcoating, I can't do that when it comes to, especially when it's jeopardizing our livelihood. When we talked about them utilities and we got in an argument and we went to them city council meetings for those utilities, y'all do understand we don't live in those. I don't use AUS. I got Clico and Sudunat, and the other ones got other companies that they deal with. They're not even in here in the state. So we weren't fighting because we wanted our utilities were being affected. It was your utilities that were being affected. And we brought everything we could to the table. We brought everything to the table. Even the kitchen sink came to the table trying to explain to you guys what the hell was going on. And now we're in 2025 and we still in that same mindset. We still worried about how people are talking to you when they trying to get you to understand you're being ripped off. I don't get it. I don't know what else we can do. But well, Nat was the one who said, Nat said he kicking his feet up. He said he done with it. Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. He said my feet kicked up because we talked about this till we're blue in the face about when it comes to the children. We did a whole show on children. Hold up, I got you. It's trying to come in. All right, there we go. We did a whole episode on the children and how they're doing the school prison prison pipeline. We went through that whole scenario. We even talked about different types of programs that we could come up with that you guys could use, because that's what it was talking about. Different programs to prevent our children from going through the system. But now, what's happening now? Let me tell you something about that. I know you guys saw the video about the truancy, right? About the judges coming together, Judge I forgot Lambert and Judge Lambert. I don't know why you guys are not paying attention to Judge Lambert. Judge Lambert is a Republican, a straight Republican. Do you really think he cares about our children? Do y'all really think he cares about our children? No. He don't give two craps about our children. But he do care about them building juvenile system centers like they just did. And expanding. That's what they're concerned with. So all of a sudden now they want to do something about truancy. How long have these kids been going through this? But because that system is set up, that center is being built or added onto, or whatever they're doing to it. Now we want to talk about truancy. And another thing, we're not saying mark our words, but I'm going to tell you this, what they're doing to our historical black school, Peabody. Let me tell you what they're about to do. I heard earlier, Miss Agnes told me that they got rid of Aiken. Am I right? They no longer have Aiken? Okay. So if they no longer have Aiken, where are they going to put this kids with behavioral problems? Because when Bolton, y'all sat on your butts, and I'm saying it like I mean it, y'all sat on y'all butts and didn't fight that whole thing with Bolton Academy. Bolton Academy was a big setup. That was a setup.
You know what I'm thinking about? Bolton been out since 1900s, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they got any asbestos or anything in
They
there.
probably do. They probably got a lot in there. My point is the ideal that they removed all those kids that were going to Bolton so they could get the select few that they wanted to go there, and those kids went to Peabody, because you know they're not at Menard. You know Ash don't want them. Okay. Now you know Pineville don't want them. So where are they going to go? They're going to be stuck at Peabody. They're going to turn Peabody into an alternative school. That's what they're going to do. That's just me. This is my prediction. My prediction is my prediction. Nobody got this written in stone, but they're going to turn our Peabody into an alternative school. You watch, for high school. You watch, because it's already looking in the making. How in the world we got our The whole, look at how they slowly but surely took the magnet out of Peabody. The only
Sure
black
did.
school, historical. It is anything that shows us black folks being, coming from something that is our legacy. They'll try to snack it. They'll snatch it away from us. Peabody is our legacy, not Bolton, not Pineville, not Ash. Peabody is our legacy.
Well, hold on. The only people you can blame is that trash ass school board y'all got.
Yup, yup,
It's trash. While the
yup,
meantime, while they're formulating how they're gonna funnel the kids through Peabody and straight into to the Renaissance,
yeah,
y'all don't understand. They just renewed that trash ass superintendent y'all got. They just renewed his contract.
sure did.
So while y'all was mad at us for saying what we were saying and pointing out the people that we were pointing out, y'all let all this stuff happen in front of y'all. Y'all, it's Rapides Parish's trash school board. You
Yep,
can't blame the school system for what they're doing to the kids. It's your fault.
yeah, yep.
Mhm.
It's your fault you're not on that superintendent's neck. You know why he don't care about your kids? Because his kids get homeschooled. He don't give a
Mhm.
damn about your kids or the school system.
Hmm.
But nobody shows up to the school board meetings, just like a lot of people don't show up to the city council meetings. So at this
Yep,
point, it's on you. It's only so much we can do, and there's only so many stripes we can take for coming home and going to a city council meeting and going to jail.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not doing that shit no more. Excuse my language.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all.
Yeah, I'm not doing that no more. Ain't no need if it's people that's in the city that we talking to and they know what we're saying. Y'all knew Reddix was a trash ass person. You knew Sterling Brown was on BS. Y'all knew all these what Nat call them Negro influencers.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, y'all knew all these people wasn't about nothing years ago, and
Yeah.
y'all still let them give you advice on politics.
Yep.
Come
Sure
on,
did.
man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all know these people ain't about nothing because y'all grew up with them.
Yeah. Yep. You saw them grow up. Yep. The familiarity. That's
You
what
know
did
what?
it.
I'm I'm being messy now. Now I got just got on the phone and being messy. I wonder if anybody could ask the school board for their um what they did. You know how did they go around the school and inspect. Look at that inspection.
I think I know where you're going with this, Miss Agnes. Because now that I think about it, if they had, oh, sorry,
School up and down and have them going somewhere else. Because that school been out there since, I know, since
What they
1951 for
can't touch
sure.
it, but Miss Agnes, they can't do nothing with that school because it's a historical landmark. You can't touch it.
that see the thing is what I think she's saying is the reason why they made it what it is now is because it was the funding. They needed the
Yeah.
money to fix it,
Hmm.
and they
Yeah.
weren't going to fix it up and let the black kids come back. So they
Yep.
did it.
That's
Bolton is a
they played
segregated
it.
school, but y'all was mad at Peabody all these years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Bolton, and Nat went to Bolton.
So did Reddix. You see how that worked out?
Leave them alone.
But they got houses that was built in the 70s and 80s. It has asbestos and all that in it. I'm just wondering if that school got something in there.
Yeah, but we just said. Remember, they funded it to clean it up.
How much? Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's what they did. They had to because they wouldn't been able to do what they did. They took the money, and then it was said, and I guess we could always check it out. that they took some of the money that should have been used for Peabody in to do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't.
took the mama. That was that grant. That was that tax thing that they did. They passed the tax thing, and they told all the other schools that we were going to split it up. And slowly but surely, they went around closing all the black schools,
Mhm.
and they kept on They kept on pushing the money towards Bolton. And then, like I said, that trash ass school board Rapides Parish got, all of them are trash. All of them. Anybody that stands by and lets this type of stuff happen in your community, you're a trash ass representative, and you shouldn't be where you're at. And you need to be. People need to let go of these legacy people.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been in there so long, they must have been doing a good job. No, so is Jim Villard. He's been on the city council for 35 years. What did he do?
Fowler, you talking about not Ballard, it's Fowler.
Fowler? Well, either they the same to me.
It's
But
just
these,
something
we got to let go of these legacy people, and you
else.
got to let go of these politicians that they're politicians. They're not anybody for the community. They're politicians. You can
Yep.
tell by the way they talk. You can tell by the way Jock Roy talks. He's a politician. He tries to weave in between the words, and he tries to put legal definition on things.
And he's getting the money because they flying those immigrants into
Oh
Alexandria.
yeah, they're building downtown to turn it into a what's the name?
They
Oh
about to
she
turn Alexandria back into a slave colony. Watch.
Yep, slave colony. You're right.
Mhm.
Oh, she said, Miss Mims. Hey, hello, Miss Mims. She said it used to be a damn hospital, y'all. I didn't know Bolton was a hospital. Damn, that's not
You
good.
see? You see?
I told you I saw ghosts when I was there.
Oh Lord.
I did.
See,
But wait a minute, didn't we have a school in our community that had asbestos too?
yeah, see, that's
Mm-hmm.
why they told Peabody down. That was Peabody used to be on Third. They tore it down. And they rebuilt another Peabody.
Just
And then
like
they moved everybody over there on Jones Street.
I'm telling you what they doing to Peabody. They're going to turn Peabody into, this is my prediction, not nobody else's, nobody told me this. They're going to turn it to the alternative school because that's what they're doing. And they're sending all those black kids, all those kids. Because, like I said, they cleaned out Bolton. They said Ash selects who they want to come to Ash. I didn't know they did that. They can
No,
go to Bernard.
they select who they want to go to Bolton too. Bolton is you
Well,
have to apply to go to Bolton.
I know that. I'm not talking about that. I know that. I get that. I'm talking about what they're doing with the rest of the schools. Ash picks and choose who they want to come there. And so, and they're not going to send them to Pineville because Pineville ain't going to put up with that. So they're going to turn Peabody into an alternative school. And they playing it off very well. They
But I mean,
playing it
it
off
all works
very well.
together. Now you know why your school board superintendent and the DA and all these people were up there advocating for that money to go to Renaissance. Why
Yeah.
what's his name, Mark Wood, why he was advocating for it, and now you know why the school board superintendent and all those people that wanted this to happen at Renaissance and get this money for Renaissance. Now you know why they were all lockstep together, because it's just literally the school to prison pipeline, literally.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. And Louisiana is known for what? Oil in prisons. That's what they're known for. Oil in prisons. That's what they do. Oil in prisons.
And they sending them down here from up north. I mean, putting them on the plane. Lady just said she didn't know where she was. She was in Gina.
Hmm. They know it's money in it. That's why they're doing it. It's about money. It's about the authoritarian mindset. And see, this is what bothers me too. Come 2026, a lot of these same people gonna go and they're gonna vote them same people in there, or they ain't gonna vote at all.
Thank you.
And you're gonna get
Thank
the
you.
same thing.
You're going to get the same thing over and over and over
Hmm.
again.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna get the same thing over and over again. And that's crazy. That is crazy. So you guys, like I said, we came up with resolutions, how to deal with some of the stuff that was going on in schools. We did a whole show on that. broke it all the way down, showed you examples, read different articles and stuff to show you guys. Now y'all hollering about conflict resolution. Okay, all right. Because I think that was one of the things we did talk about was conflict resolution. So I'm just, it just amazes me. It amazes the hell out of me that that
They're
people,
getting an idea from you.
but it's late. I don't know if you saw.
They always late.
Yeah, they're always late.
They're always late. They get the idea from you, and they're gonna put it together the way they want to put it together, and then they're gonna put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about two later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, another thing, kind of changing subject, because like Nancy said, kick your feet back and just watch the show, get your popcorn. Now, I don't know if you guys, I gotta show y'all this video. That that as a matter of fact, Miss Dixon was the one to found this what's the name? But wait a minute, let me see something here. Give me a second here. Let me go to my page. It is on my page. And I'm gonna let y'all hear what your president said about women.
Oh, don't start that.
Here it goes. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Uh,
We can't hear any of that. Yeah, we can't hear anything.
That's why you're
There we
second
go.
rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense. Mr. President, how was your... That's fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
well, why
I
are you
don't
the
go to
Department of
war.
Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense. Mr. President, how was your... That's fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why
I
are you
don't
the
go to
Department of
war.
Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people.
Did you hear what he told that black woman?
And and
That's what
and
that's,
again,
and he ain't never been to school in his life.
I want y'all to pay attention to your Mark Woods. These are your local Trump loyalists.
That's right.
Pay attention. All you got to do is pay attention and they'll tell you who they are. It's not like they hiding it.
Yep. Yep.
All these people running around with Trump flags and Trump 2027 and all this other weird shit they own, man, they wonder why they're dying fast and they're dying early and they're getting their asses whooped like in Cincinnati, like in Alabama. Every time y'all try us, y'all end up getting y'all asses handed to you. And y'all
Yeah.
mad because look at who you follow. Look at the way he talks to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially blacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially
He called her second rate.
people of color.
You.
That's why you second grade.
He said no.
Well,
He
that's
said
that.
second rate. He said
Yeah,
second rate.
he's trying to demean where she's at. She's literally standing next to the president at the White House talking to him, and he's gonna call her second rate.
He's
That's cool.
demeaning
That's cool.
her color.
But then he gonna tell her be quiet. Oh,
Yeah,
I would have lost it. I would have lost it right there. I don't give two F's about him. I would have
You
lost.
know what?
I wouldn't respect him. There's no way I would respect that man. No way. Because you know
I
who's
don't
doing
respect his followers. I don't respect the people that support Trump. I don't respect them at all. And I can't wait. I can't wait till it all breaks down and y'all end up looking more stupid than y'all look now. I can't
in the
stand like to the I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I just want to say to these black folks, let me tell y'all something. You black folks who's falling this racist, you are just as you have a safe self-hatred you're dealing with yourself. If you're supporting this man, if you're literally supporting this man, you have a self-hatred for yourself because this man has not done not one thing for you guys. Not one thing.
Oh yeah, he had done stuff. He had put him on a plane and flew him out of there.
Yeah, but see the thing is he thinking that see he can't send us nowhere. He already knows he can't send us nowhere. But that's why he turned around and got all the National Guards. And he's going after the black city, black mayors and black governors.
Yeah,
Well, we only have one black governor.
He can't do nothing with the white ones.
Yeah, and you can see we only have one black governor in the United States, y'all. Did y'all know that? And I didn't know that till I watched Baltimore, Maryland. They only have one black governor out of 50 states.
West.
Yeah.
Sure is.
I didn't know that. See, I learn stuff every day because I'm always learning. I'm trying to learn something all the time. I didn't know he's the only African American governor in the United States.
West.
And you gonna holler y'all not racist. Shit. Get the hell out of here. You gonna holler United States ain't racist. Y'all got one black governor. One out of 50 states.
52 states.
One black governor. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then the gerrymandering and putting all the black people in one spot. All the white on the other side of town.
No, that's not what they're doing now. They want to govern over this whole gerrymandering thing. They want to be able to have majority white people governing us because in their minds, no matter how much, despite our education, despite who we are and what we've been doing and the leaps and bounds we have made in achievements, they still think that we're second rate. Like he said. Yeah, just like he said. So we don't need to have our own, we don't need to have our, we don't have a right to vote for our own uh district congressman for for our districts. We don't, that's not something we should be able to do. We shouldn't have anybody black representing us. And again, if you people in Louisiana, and I said it the other night, and I'm going to say it again, y'all better pay attention to this gerrymandering this court case that's coming up. They start their arguments on October 15th.
October 15th.
They'll start the arguments, but they're not making no decision according to what they're saying until next year. But they will start the arguments on October 10th. Whatever happens in this court case is going to set precedents throughout the country. Throughout the country.
Or the one from California.
And look, another thing, what's crazy, whatever sets precedents, whether it's for us or against us, that's still considered taxation without representation. And I say this, stop paying your damn taxes and see how they'll deal with that. That's what you do. Because that's called tax. When they choose who you want to have over you as far as a congressperson representing you, when they go to Washington, D.C., they're choosing that for you. Y'all don't get that. That's what'll happen if they vote for whatever those people who put this case together is doing. They're voting against your best interest. So they want to have all the districts ran by white representatives. That's what they want. They don't want, even though it's only 6 of them, you only have one that's black, and that's this Congress district number 6. Everybody else is white. They want all of them to be white. That's what they want. That's taxation without representation because you didn't choose that person.
You won't know who's black and who's white.
Yeah.
It's gonna be mixed like
but you're right. You're right. It's gonna be, but these racist Republicans. Oh no, they're not gonna. No, indeed, these racist ass Republicans. That's why I can't understand how a black person can be a Republican. I can't understand how a black person can be a conservative. Just like this one guy who does he does like a podcast on TikTok, I think, and he literally said it to the black. And I'm not condoning what he said, but he basically said, if you are black and you call yourself a doggone Republican or conservative, he said, don't you understand? They don't like you. They can't stand you. And he's telling the truth. He's literally telling the truth. Do you know that time when they was having a rally and they jumped and beat up a black quote unquote Trump supporter? They don't want you because their racism plays a bigger part than the policies, because half of them don't even understand the policies. They don't know all they need is for him to have the hatred he has for us. That's all they need.
All they want to see is his white.
So don't come to me trying to be no kumbaya with me, because your real colors always come out. Who you really are really always comes out, no matter what.
That's right.
So please don't get it twisted. Do not think that they want to have they a part of us. They're not. They're not. They don't want to be part of us. I could never be a Republican. I could never step in the shoes of a Republican. I could never be a conservative. And if y'all look at it, and somebody made this mention, y'all remember when Obama was in office and they had the Tea Party? Hello. Remember the Tea Party? That's what the megas are. That's what the megas are. That's all the mega is. It's the Tea Party.
It's the Tea Party. Sure is.
So just imagine.
They just changed the name.
Yeah. Just imagine if they put on a doggone a hood. That's all they got to do. They just put on the hood.
They put it on at night.
Yeah. Yeah. They put on a hood. That's all they need to do. Just put on the hood. Now, I want to share this. Hold on. I want y'all to listen to this preacher praying over this Mr. Orange Doubtfire. Hold up. You got to see this. Hold up.
Says, Lord, thank you that the president prioritizes prayer. Father God, that he sees President Donald J. Trump. Father God, whom you have anointed and appointed for this time, for such a time as this. Lord, thank you that the president prioritizes prayer. Father God, that he sees the power, the importance, the priority of praying together as a people, as a country. President Donald J. Trump. Father God, whom you have anointed and appointed for this time. I don't mind racism when it directly affects people like him.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't mind race. I think racism is a good thing when it affects people. Just when it affects these black praying preachers over this Trump shit. I'm kind of glad to see racism and its effects on people like him.
That's right.
Well, he's not
in a white church.
He's not. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. He's not the preacher. He is Scott Turner, and they put him over. What is that called? Housing and Urban Development Secretary. That's who that is. He's not a preacher.
Okay.
He's not a preacher.
Oh, tell me something.
So he's a DEI hire.
Yeah, he's a DEI hire.
Oh, okay.
He's a DEI hire. It just mind boggles me.
Sitting there with Trump one-on-one. Trump gonna treat him nice. Then when the white ones come in there, he gonna test.
It's just sad. America's in a bad shape. It really is in a bad shape, and it's not we're not trying to get everybody all excited. Do your, keep doing what you're doing. If it don't affect you, hello, Miss Dixon. If it don't affect you, hey, do it. But I just don't like to see our people being treated the way they've been treated down through the years, and they trying to bring all that shit back. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all having a hard time, white folks. Y'all having a hard time because y'all, just like Tavar said earlier, y'all getting y'all asses kicked. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be raw. You know me. I'm gonna be raw. Y'all getting y'all every time y'all go after somebody. Y'all getting y'all something happen. Um, Earlier today, I was watching a video. I don't know how long ago this video was. After in Cincinnati, where they had a jazz fest, and the white guy walked up to the black guy. It was an argument. It was over with, and they was walking away. But the white guy walked up to the black guy and slapped him, and they beat the crap out of him. And then turned around, that chick that was with him, I guess that was his wife or girlfriend, and she turned around and she hit a black woman. They beat her unmerciful. And then they asked the mayor of the town. It was so funny. It wasn't funny, but it was funny. Somebody asked the mayor, has he reached out to them and had a conversation to him? He said no. He said, why? He said, I don't talk to victims of violence, because he knew what happened. Believe me, they told the mayor what happened. He said, I don't talk to the victims of violence. He said, we have better things. We have more things to be concerned about. We have children being abused and stuff like that. He literally said no. He said it more than one time. Like, no, because he already knew he wasn't going to step on that, because he already saw what happened. He saw what happened. You can guarantee he saw what happened.
He got the footage.
Yeah, he got the footage, and he knew already he wasn't going to say nothing. He already knew that. And that's what a lot of these mayors should do. When they call and because think he used the N-word toward that black guy when he did that. But yeah, he paid for that. It was another video, and I don't like to watch a lot of violence. I really don't, y'all. Only if it's on ID. That's different. Investigative discovery, because I know they're gonna catch him. But when they, people make these videos and stuff, and this guy was in a store where he was fighting a woman. Let me tell you something. What trips me out about white men, if he fought that woman in that store, he beats the crap out of his wife. You can guarantee you she gets her behind whooped. And I hate to say it that way. Now, they won't do it. He won't hit a black man like that, but he'll beat up a woman. He'll hit a woman. No, y'all gonna get enough of that. Y'all gonna get enough of that. And see, the thing is, you ain't gotta use no weapon. You ain't gotta use no weapon. None whatsoever. You ain't gotta use a weapon at
The
all.
earth is removing a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just old time itself and the sun
Mm-hmm.
and their kids. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's removing a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And our priorities are all messed up too. I'm gonna say that too. Our priorities are messed up. We need to keep our head on the swivel, just like everybody. Keep your head on the swivel, because there's so much crazy stuff going on. People do stuff just to get your reaction. Karens and Kens, mind your damn business. Mind your damn business. Ain't nobody bothering you. Y'all got a nerve to have something to say to everybody, and people ain't taking it no more. People ain't nobody taking that mess no more. Enough. Leave people alone. Let me say that out loud so everybody can understand that. If they not bothering you, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Now, there's also Chicago. Okay, he's talking about trying to bring troops into Chicago. From what I heard, they said you try that. He said, don't get it twisted. The wrong place. And I said that too. I said Chicago ain't where they want to go. Hey, Miss Linda. Yeah, you Chicago ain't where you want to go. I will advise you to stay out of Chicago. It ain't where you want to go.
Maybe they're gonna pick them up. They're gonna pick them off like you pick off a tree. You know, like the plums on the trees and stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna pick them off one by one. Watch.
Yeah, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them people alone. Ain't nobody bothering you.
That's been going on for years in Chicago. And they did now he wants to go to Chicago because it's a black mayor.
Yeah, exactly. 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 I found that video with the mayor. Hold up, let me pull it up. Let me put it on. Let's see here. This is what the mayor said. He said he ain't concerned about that.
The victims of gun violence. We have oftentimes, far too often, the perpetrators of gun violence being children. We have violent crime like every other major city across the nation that requires our attention and our bandwidth. And so I don't traditionally meet or speak to every victim of violent crime in our city, and that's consistent with my approach. I have not. I mean, look, again, this was a fight. It was a horrific fight. But as council member and others have said, we have significant other public safety challenges. We have children who are far too often the victims of gun violence. We have oftentimes, far too often, the perpetrators of gun violence being children. We have violent crime like every other major city across the nation that requires our attention and our bandwidth. And so I don't traditionally meet or speak to every victim of violent crime in our city, and that's consistent with my approach.
You heard what he said. You heard what he said.
Sound like he said they got what they got.
That's what I caught too.
Moving forward, they got what they got, but moving forward, yeah, okay.
Go do something else. Just got that
but yeah. Yep. Exactly. They think and then look, there's another video, and I bet you I'm gonna see if I have it in my little arsenal, where the governor of Baltimore, of Maryland, where he was saying in one of his speeches that our kids are no good. They're not. We can't save them. 2 to 3 to 5 years from now, they're going to be nothing but locked up. He went off about our kids, but that governor said no, we ain't doing that. He said no.
Westmore.
Yes, Westmore. He said we're not doing that. He said, oh no. He said he's not doing that. We're not. He said we love you. He was like kind of encouraging the young men. He said you're not throwaways. He was basically telling them you're not throwaways, and that's what that doggone sorry piece of crap of a president was saying. Was trying to call them. Excuse me.
If anybody is a piece of trash and a nasty piece of trash, it's him.
Yeah. Hold up, let me see if I can find it.
Lord have mercy.
Hold up, y'all. Somebody, go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, talk. Don't leave it. You're not supposed to have. Don't leave it. The air ain't supposed to be. What's the name now? It's supposed to be
nowhere in the place.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
You need to talk.
What you been up to?
Nothing. Staying safe. Staying safe and dangerous at the same time.
Safe and dangerous. Well.
Okay.
Well, how you been doing? What's up to everybody in the chat? How y'all doing? Feel free to hit the share button. Send this live to at least a couple people. Let them know that we're on the air. We're talking about Alexandria. We're talking about these conservatives. We're talking about these colored conservatives. And we're talking about your local politics, as it were. We're talking about your Rapides Parish Trash School Board, We're talking about your trash superintendent. We're talking about your mayor and his trash policies and this obfuscation of this data breach that they say they can't talk about, but it happened 3 years ago. It's still under investigation.
Oh, come on.
We're talking about Michael Marcotte taking off with y'all utility money. We're talking about how Jock Roy had the restore plan a year before he ever got elected. Yeah, we're talking about all that tonight.
Exactly.
And it took
We talk
the restore, charge everybody for restore, and half the people didn't even sign up for it.
Yeah, he put that in there.
You know what? He put that in there. But if anybody wanted to be messy, or it's not a mess, it's a situation. If anybody wanted to bring his butt to court about that bull crap,
I said that.
win.
I said that it should be a class action suit against your mayor
That's
for
right.
the stuff that's been happening with them utilities. And it
That's
should be.
right.
And I'm not biting my tongue. It should be a class action suit against your mayor
That's right.
for what he did with those utilities.
That's right.
I found that
He did it.
I found that article. Hold up, let me see. Yeah, this is it. Let me see. Hold up.
Can we see that Cincinnati ass whooping too?
I don't know if let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. Let me play this for y'all first.
What Marylanders want.
My reaction is my position has not changed. When the president from the Oval Office calls you natural-born killers, children who are born to be violent, I say this: I respect the office, but I will never honor ignorance.
The people in Baltimore, the people in all of the places we talk about, they want to see us there.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Bubala.
And I'm Kai Jackson. We have team coverage following this story. Despite concerns from some Maryland residents over crime, some Maryland leaders oppose help from the National Guard. Those opposing say the Guard isn't trained for this kind of deployment and that this is just for show.
Maxine Stryker is in our live center with Mayor Scott's response to the president's comments. Maxine, but we're going to begin with Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost, who spoke with Governor Moore today. Mackenzie.
Mary and Kai, the president seems to be softening his language about the possibility of sending federal law enforcement into Baltimore. But at the same time, Governor Westmore is doubling down on his opposition to using the National Guard. But I pressed him on whether he would accept what the president is offering if it meant getting what he wants as well. President Donald Trump and Governor Westmore continue talking about each other. While speaking at a housing event Wednesday,
And I know that just yesterday, the president was once again mocking me from the Oval Office.
the governor not shying away from bringing up public safety.
For all Marylanders, I want you to know that there is nothing that I would not do to keep you safe.
And later the same day,
Governor Moore wanted me to go and walk through Baltimore with him. And I said, I think I'm a brave guy, but there's no reason to be stupid. They have crime that's at levels that nobody's ever seen before in Baltimore. They've done a terrible job.
Now, that's why and then I'm looking at somebody said in the in the, what's the name? Can we get a new governor, please? You are, oh my God.
Baltimore is a army.
How about a president who is not a criminal and a racist piece of shit? Somebody
That's
said.
right. Point, and it was a lieutenant colonel and as a young guy.
And then
And you're talking about switching him out?
Yeah, and then
That's the best thing ever happened to him.
Yeah, and then somebody said because he's too black and you are racist. Somebody said that to her.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my God.
Saute bomb.
Somebody said instead of working with President Trump to confront Baltimore's crime crisis, Governor Moore is more focused on political posturing with other governors. Marylanders don't need a coordinated rhetoric. They need coordinated solutions now. If federal resources include the National Guard can help reduce the violence that has plagued Baltimore for decades, then real leadership would put citizen safety ahead of politics. Families in our state deserve action, not excuses, and we need this now. Now, this is a white person. See, this is why I say y'all got to listen to the things that they're saying. Like I said the other night on the show, that is not what National Guardsmen do. I told y'all I'm a former National Guards person. We don't do work like that. We're not trained to do that kind of work. That's not what we do.
Pick up paper and go into the train station and defecate
Well,
on the floor.
that's policing. That's what they call policing. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see what he said. And it said, hold up. Oh, wait a minute. Biden called up super predators when he was pushing that crime bill in the 90s. No, actually, Hillary Clinton was the one who called us super predators. Not Biden. He said it the second time, but Hillary said it the first time. So this is why y'all got to keep in mind when we say birds of a feather, they have the Democrats and the Republicans are from the same, what's the name? Believe it. Because what Nat just said about Biden was a Democrat. Hillary Clinton said that too. She's a Democrat. So don't get it twisted.
So they all really don't.
They come from the same bird. They come from the same bird. Because neither one of them we have benefited from neither one of them as black people. As black people as a whole, neither one of us have been able, none of us have been able to benefit from them. And I go ahead. I'm sorry.
One thing I can say, Jasmine Crockett, she's a hell of a lady. I give her kudos. She's from Dallas, and she tell it like it is.
Yeah, but I'm watching a lot of people. I'm watching a lot of them. Let me say this, and me and Tavares, it's been a while back, maybe about a month or so ago, we talked about how some of these black, what's the names, taking money from APEC, which is an Israel, a Jewish PAC.
Oh.
So I'm not saying she does. I'm not saying she does. But a lot of our black people that's in prominent positions takes money from them. They actually support them. And I'll bring that up in just a second. Give me a second. Give me a second here. I'm trying to get this information. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see my? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me make sure y'all can see it. No, y'all can't see it. Let me come out of here. And I want y'all to see who said that. So it says here, in 1996, Hillary Clinton used the term super predators to describe some gangs of kids while advocating for her husband's crime bill. Although she did not explicitly mention race, the phrase was widely interpreted as a reference to at-risk minority youth, given the context of the eras of crime rhetoric. Her speech, she said, what was said, they are often the kind of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. The context, these remarks supported the 1994 Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act, which critics later argue contributed to mass incarceration, especially of Black Americans. Backlash during 2016 campaign, during her 2016 presidential campaign, because you know why? Because her ass knew that the most of those votes were coming from Black women. Clinton was confronted by Black Lives Matter activists regarding her comments. She apologized following a confrontation at a campaign event. Clinton publicly expressed regret, stating to the Washington Post, "Looking back, I should have used those words. I shouldn't have used those words, and I wouldn't use them today." Now, according to what it said, they wasn't directly talking about our kids, but look what she just said. And she was talking to Black people when she said that.
I'm not surprised.
But
Not surprised at all.
we voted for her husband, and we turned around and voted for her.
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this: when it came down to Hillary Clinton, and who else was running? Some man. Who was it?
I don't know if it was it Donald Trump? Was it Donald Trump who was running? Running?
No, he didn't run against her. They were, they were a spoon coon. Clinton and Hillary went to his wedding.
Yeah, they all was. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all. They all related. Have you seen, y'all? These presidents are related. Let me.
They all wrapped up together.
Yes, they are all wrapped up together. Hold up. No, see, they switched it. They're saying no, not at all. They're not. But hold up. Hold up. I hate when people see. You got to be careful of the information Google pulls out. Now, this is from. I'm not really a big Wikipedia fan, but let me see something here. Hold up. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I'm saying. So, common ethnic groups, 13 comments. Okay, I'm trying to find out. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. Hold up. Let me go to another article I saw. Give me a second. Okay, here it goes.
Hi, this is Matt Baker. This coming month.
Okay, so real quick here, we're going to go over this, but let me put this in the room. And, oh, y'all see it. Good. Okay. Let me go back over here and play it.
Monday is President's Day in the US, and therefore I thought it would be a good time to address the question, are all the US presidents related? You see, back in 2009, a young girl by the name of Brigianne Davignon made the news for having discovered that every single US president, except one, is the direct descendant of King John of England. Ever since then, whenever people come across this fact, they assume that something extraordinary must be at work. Some people even start wondering about whether there really are secret societies that control the world, or ancient bloodlines that continue to hold on to power. Well, here's the thing. The answer to the question, are all the US presidents related, is in fact yes. However, the problem is that we should actually be asking a different question. What we should be asking is, are all the US presidents more closely related to each other than any other random group of natural-born Americans would be? Because the answer to that question is no. For example, 2 weeks ago on this channel, I demonstrated how Mr. Beat and I are actually 11th cousins, even though he's an American and I'm a Canadian. This is because if we go back far enough, everyone in the world is related to each other somehow. And you usually don't have to go back as far as you might think. Today's video is actually a 3-part collaboration between Genie Vlogger, Mr. Beat, and Useful Charts. In Genie Vlogger's video, he's going to explain why it is that most of us are more closely related than you think. In Mr. Beat's video, he's going to talk about some of the US presidents who are in fact quite closely related. And in this video, well, I of course am going to show you a family tree chart, one that includes 20 US presidents. And I'm going to show you the closest connections that I could find between those 20. person was Obama, but it was United States. Okay, I'm going to start off with Martin Van Buren, the 8th President of the United States. Remember how Bridget Davigneau's chart included every president except one? Well, some people assume that that one missing person was Obama, but it was actually Martin Van Buren. Van Buren was the first person of Dutch descent, as opposed to British descent, to serve as president. But just because he's not a descendant of King John of England, it does not mean that he's not related to other presidents. This is because most of the later presidents have mixed ancestry, just like most Americans today. For example, the two Roosevelts had Dutch, British, and French ancestors. You can see here that Martin Van Buren had a third cousin who was the great-grandmother of Teddy Roosevelt, the 26th U.S. president. This means that Teddy Roosevelt actually has a closer blood relationship to Van Buren than he does to Franklin Roosevelt. Of course, the two Roosevelts are also related, but not as closely as you might think. You have to go back 6 generations to find the Roosevelt ancestor that Teddy and Franklin share in common. That man was Nicholas Roosevelt. Teddy descends from his son Johannes, whereas Franklin descends from his son Jacob. This makes the two Roosevelt presidents 5th cousins. Another thing you might not have been aware of is that Eleanor Roosevelt, the wife of Franklin Roosevelt, was also a Roosevelt. Not just by marriage, but by birth. She was actually Teddy Roosevelt's niece. So the two presidents actually share a closer relationship through marriage than they do through blood. Franklin Roosevelt was the 32nd president, and he is often remembered by his initials FDR. Well, the D stands for Delano, which was his mother's maiden name. The Delano family descends from a man named Philip Delano, who arrived in New England just 1 year after the Mayflower. And he's actually the ancestor of 3 American presidents. In addition to FDR, he's also the direct ancestor of Ulysses Grant, the 18th president, and Calvin Coolidge, the 30th president. So that makes FDR and Ulysses Grant 4th cousins once removed, and FDR and Coolidge 6th cousins twice removed. Now, before we go on, a lot of people get confused by the whole once removed, twice removed terminology. So let me quickly explain. If 2 people share the same parents, they are siblings. If they both have a kid, those kids are first cousins. The next generation down would be second cousins, and then third cousins, and so on. However, when we're comparing the relationship between 2 people in different generations, we use the term removed to refer to how big the difference is. So, for example, if we want to describe the relationship between this person and this person, we'd say that they are first cousins once removed. If you kept going down, you'd get twice removed, 3 times removed, and so forth. Okay, so back to the presidents. You can see here that FDR had a great-great-grandmother named Elizabeth Cushman, and she was the direct descendant of Isaac Allerton, one of the 51 surviving passengers of the Mayflower. The Mayflower being the first English boat to arrive in what would become New England. That was way back in the year 1620. Several U.S. presidents are Mayflower descendants, as are many Americans in general. For example, Zachary Taylor was also a descendant of Isaac Allerton, whereas the 2 Bushes descend from Mayflower passenger John Howland. FDR actually descends from a second Mayflower passenger, Richard Warren, as did Ulysses Grant. And Coolidge and the 2 Adams descend from Mayflower passenger John Alden. Speaking of the Bushes and the Adams, these are the only 2 cases of father-son presidents. John Adams, who was president just after George Washington, was one of the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence. At the time he signed it, his son, John Quincy Adams, was only 8 years old. But several decades later, John Quincy would go on to serve as the country's 6th president. The Bushes, of course, both served as president much more recently. George H.W. Bush being the 41st president, and his son George W. Bush being the 43rd. In addition to the two sets of father-son presidents, there was also a case of grandfather-grandson presidents. That was William Harrison, the 9th president, and Benjamin Harrison, the 23rd president. William Harrison is notable in that he died a mere 31 days after his inauguration, making his presidency the shortest of all time. Let's now look at James Madison, the 4th president, James Polk, the 11th president, and Zachary Taylor, the 12th president. Other than the presidents who share a last name, these three are the most closely related. This is because they all descend from this man here, James Taylor Jr. This makes Taylor and Madison second cousins, and Polk their second cousin once removed. I'd also like to point out that Taylor's daughter Sarah was the first wife of Jefferson Davis, who, after Sarah's death, went on to serve as the first and only president of the Confederate States of America, the group of breakaway states in the South that ended up losing the Civil War. The Taylor family also connects to two additional presidents. James Taylor Jr. had a brother named John. If we follow his line 6 generations down, we come to First Lady Claudia Taylor, better known as Lady Bird Johnson, wife of the 36th president, Lyndon B. Johnson. But the Taylors also have a connection to one of the most famous presidents of all time, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president. If we go up 2 generations from James Taylor Jr., we get to the family patriarch, John Taylor, who was one of the earliest settlers in Virginia. If we follow his son Thomas's line down 6 generations, we come to Nancy Hanks, the mother of Abraham Lincoln. So that's Lincoln's maternal side. On his father's side, Abraham Lincoln is related to the Harrisons. You can see here that the Harrison family starts with 2 brothers, Thomas and Benjamin, both of whom were, like John Taylor, early settlers in Virginia. Lincoln descends from Thomas, whereas the 2 Harrison presidents descend from Benjamin. I'd also like to point out William Harrison's father, Benjamin Harris V. He too is an important figure in U.S. history, being that he was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, and hence a founding father. His mother was Anne Carter, and through her, the Harrisons are connected to 2 more famous Virginia families, the Carters and the Washingtons. Anne Carter and Jimmy Carter are in fact related, but the connection is pretty distant, so I haven't shown it on the chart. Instead, I've shown her connection to the Washingtons. Anne Carter's great-great-grandmother was Anne Washington, the sister of Lawrence Washington. Both Anne Washington's daughter Phyllis and Lawrence Washington's son John immigrated to Virginia. John was the great-grandfather of the very first president of the United States, George Washington. Okay, there's a few more connections I want to show you. Earlier, I mentioned Lyndon Johnson. Well, Lyndon Johnson is actually Obama's closest presidential relative. Both of them descend from a revolutionary soldier named Philip Ament, making them 4th cousins 3 times removed. Finally, there's Richard Nixon. He descends from Henry Howland, the brother of Mayflower passenger John Howland. But the president he's most connected to is actually by marriage, not by blood. In 1968, just after he was elected the 37th president, his daughter Julie married David Eisenhower, the grandson of the 34th president, Dwight Eisenhower. Ever hear of a place called Camp David? It's a retreat near Washington that U.S. presidents have been using since the 1930s. Well, it received its current name from President Eisenhower, who in 1953 decided to change the name to Camp David to honor both his father and his grandson, both of whom were named David. At the time, the younger David was only 5 years old. Okay, so that was a look at some of the closest genealogical connections between U.S. presidents.
Okay.
So it was a
That sounds
family.
like Alexandria. That sounds like Ned Randolph is related to Trey Gist, is related to Jock Roy, is related to Thomas David. Yeah, that sounds just like Alexandria.
That's a family affair.
Oh
They
my
just
God.
passed it down to the next one that wanted to be president.
Oh
It's a
Lord,
family
y'all.
affair.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Everybody, did y'all see that video? Did you see the video? Or yeah, I know y'all heard it. Did y'all see it? I thought
I mean, we don't need a video. We got it right here in Alexandria. We got it right here in Alexandria.
Ain't that something? A family affair. Did you hear that? How they in a please, please.
How Jock Roy's great grandfather is Thomas DeVe's daddy's first cousin, twice
I don't
removed.
know that. I
And,
don't know
and
that.
yo, well, we
I
don't know
never
that,
heard
but hell, you'll never know. We didn't know what we just watched either.
I
How
know.
what's old boy name? What's old boy name? The superintendent.
He ain't from here, I don't think.
Yeah, we'll find that out later on. We'll find that out later on.
He is one of them too.
Ain't Trey Gist wasn't the city charter like the city's Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, it's Declaration that
Okay,
was
so we got somebody. We got a direct descendant of Alexandria, one of the signees of the Alexandria city charter, sitting in the city council meeting, making $1 million a year right now.
yeah. But he was the Trey Gift's dad was the attorney for the
Of course he was. So is Trey Gist. Of course he
yeah.
is.
Yeah, but look at it like this. Trey gets his daddy. What about his grandfather and his great grandfather?
Mm-hmm.
They came over on the Mayflower.
But did you see what they said about Taylor? Taylor was so do you hear what they said? Did you hear that he was the only president over the lower south, the lower parts of the country? That was treason. They were trying to succeed. And let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all know this for a little fact, historical fact. If the lower parts of the United States want to succeed, none of them can do it. The only state that can succeed and have a valid reason to succeed is Louisiana, because we still go by the French laws.
It's succeed, not succeed. It's succeed.
Yeah, succeed. You know what I'm trying to say.
CC, SE, not
I mean,
SU.
yeah, that's right. Succeed, succeed. So if any of the lower 49 or 50 states want to do it, Louisiana is the only state that has a valid reason to do it. Other than that, no other state do, because they fall up under the laws of the United States.
I know the only state that would be capable of doing it is Texas.
No, but you can't. No, nope, nope. They can't do it either. Nope. The only
Yes, they
state.
can.
No, the only state that can do it lawfully is Louisiana, because we go by the French law, the Napoleonic law. We're the only ones who have our own laws. Everybody else follows United States laws.
Mm-hmm. And Louisiana is the only backward one in
Yeah, they're the only one. No, they're the only ones who can do it. Everybody else, it'll be considered
Then
treason.
that's why Louisiana is inherently racist.
Yeah, yeah. And if
That's the
they want
reason why. Because they've got their own set of rules that they go by.
they go by, and
And a lot of those rules, which y'all don't realize, a lot of these laws and rules are meant to drive people away from there.
I know,
Because they're the ones in control of enforcing the rules. So if they're the ones in control of enforcing the rules and they're setting these rules up to target certain groups of people, then they're trying to target those people to get them out of there, whether that's through the slave system or whether it's through unaliving them or whether that's through just getting them to simply move out of town like they're trying to do Alexandria. They're making up these things so that people can be displaced and they don't have, like, I don't care where you go, just leave here. Yeah, we need this land back. Yeah, we trying to build another plantation road, and we want it to go right through down Third. So whatever we got to do, we got a 20-year plan. We got to get all these colors up out of here. So we're gonna need one mayor, right? We're gonna need one mayor to oversee this for the next 20 years.
And they had that.
They got it now.
And they got it now.
They got it now.
Tavares, wait a minute, Tavares. Wait a minute. You might be right, baby. Hold up. I'm gonna type. I'll admit if I said something wrong. Hold up. Give me some. Let me see this.
You know the words is power in the words. You know they refer to Texas as the Lone Star State.
Yeah.
You know why? You know what the Lone Star is about? Them being by them goddamn. They are by themselves.
Oh, you're okay. Look, Tavares. Now, according to this information, this came from Wikipedia. It says, I said Louisiana is, but actually, it says Louisiana is not the only state that can separate from the United States. Several states, including Louisiana, have declared secession from the Union, and it is a right. It is a right the United States Supreme Court has ruled does not exist. The Confederate States of America was formed by 11 states, and Texas also adopted an ordinance of secession. The ideal states' rights and the ability to dissolve a union was frequent subject of debate before the Civil War, but the conflict itself settled the question of whether states could legally succeed. So it says, while Louisiana is often associated with secession, other states also declared their separation from the U.S. before and during the Civil War. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I asked. I didn't ask the right question because that's not what I asked. Let's see. Oh, it says, let's see here. While almost all states have counties, okay, is the only state that uses a civil law system. The other 49, what is called a common law. So Louisiana is the only one who has a system set up. But that's not what I read, and that's not what I.
They have a common law system.
No, they have a civil law. Yeah.
Because if you live with a man, I don't care if you live with him 100 years. If he died, you ain't getting jack.
Yeah.
Because it's a common law state.
See, you know what? It didn't answer my question. I asked, could it succeed? They're talking about the union. I didn't say the union. I'm talking about now.
Oh, well, you got to rewrite the question.
Yeah, I got to rewrite the question. I'm not.
Well, guys.
Okay, hold up. Let me see something.
When is the next show?
I come on again. What's today? Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay.
Oh, it still says, the U.S. Supreme Court settled the question in 1869 cases to Texas versus White ruling that states cannot unilaterally secede from the Union. So they can't do it. Okay.
Not unilaterally, not several states combining to form another state, but individually. Yeah.
They can. Yeah. Let's see. The ideal that Louisiana has a special right to succeed is false, but may stem from history. Okay. Not unique. While Louisiana did vote to succeed, it was not the only one. 10 others also formally left the Union. Okay. Well, where did I get that from? I read so much shit. I don't know where I got that from, but it said the statement was that Louisiana would be the only state that can actually do that because they fall up under a civil law and not a what is the other thing? What's the other law?
Common law.
Common law. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, I'll take that. But yeah. But if any of them wanted to, if Texas wanted to do it, anybody wanted to do it, you can't do it. They literally will say that's treason. and they want to do it. Believe me. Let me tell you something. This conversation has been had before about all the lower 48s coming together.
If they would have elected Kamala, we would have been talking about it right now. It'd be a serious conversation.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely. Oh yes. Oh hell yeah. They're not ready for us. They're not ready for us. I'm telling you, they're not ready for the black woman. Now I'm about to make some people mad that's on here, and y'all can get mad, but I'm about to show y'all something what this young lady said, and y'all gonna be mad. Like, what? She didn't say that. She basically said in so many words that y'all need to be listening to us. Let me see if I can find it. Let me
You don't
see.
have to tell them people who they need to listen to no more. Let them perish.
No,
Let
no,
them
no, no, no.
perish.
No, I'm talking about not our local people. I'm just talking about women.
I'm not talking about local people. I'm talking about if they don't want to listen, if they haven't had the heart to listen to what somebody else has said based on their gender and their color,
Mm-hmm.
then they deserve what they get.
Hold up. Let me. I want y'all to hear what she said real quick. I know it's a little bit off topic, but I want y'all to hear this. Listen closely to what she said about the universe, about the earth.
Men are not supposed to be rulers on this planet in this timeline. Rulership and divinity belongs to the woman, the black woman. We created them a long time ago to help us. And then they got cocky. And then they decided that they wanted to have the divine right that only the cosmos have given to women. And so we let them. What have they done? Dominated, controlled, and completely ruined, bastardized, and perverted this planet. And I'm talking about all of them. And now the time has come. What was up must come down, and what is down must go back up. It is not a man's place to be in charge of a woman, to lead a woman. Are you kidding me? Look at what they've done. This ain't coming from me. Look at the planet. They blowing each other up right now. You know where a man's proper place is? In submission. Submit. And they tell on themselves. They're hungry for that God. They're hungry to worship the true God once more, like they did when we were at our zenith. Because they tell us on their podcast we should be submissive. What's wrong with the black woman? Why is she not submissive? We're not supposed to be. You are. You are. Why the black woman won't let her man lead? Because you're not a leader. We are. You're supposed to sit back and wait to get orders, son. You're supposed to wait and let us finish making up the plans and then execute what we say needs to happen, son, boy. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Men are supposed to be submissive to women. When men have the power and it's too many of them, they are absolutely destructive. They cannot do it. The earth is feminine energy. The sun is feminine energy. Women, we are naturally in tune with nature because nature directly created us eons ago. Eons ago. This stuff is in our DNA. We can't even help it. It's in our genes. We got this. Men want to be women so bad, but they can't. You can dress like us. You can cut your dang-a-lang off, slap on a wig, and do whatever you want to do. You'll never be the direct divine manifestation of the cosmos and nature itself. Only a biological woman can be that. And only a black woman has all the genetic prototypes needed to populate everything and everybody on this planet. And the time has come. You don't have to like it if you don't want to. Nature don't care about your opinion. You think Mother Nature ain't been watching what y'all been doing in the dark? You think you can hide who you really are from the sun? Do you think the earth, which is a female energy, is gonna let y'all destroy her? You think that sun is about to sit there and watch y'all destroy this beautiful earth that was meant for us to enjoy? Oh, no, no, no. If you want to survive and elevate and be the king you're supposed to be, go back to worshiping the one and only true God. Is not a male. It's the Black woman. She is God forever and always.
That lady is and no offense here, that lady's out of her fucking mind.
I'm trying. Hold up. Okay.
Yeah, that lady's out of her shit, right? I understand. I know where she's coming from because what she just saw, she just watched a podcast of probably a whole bunch of right-wing black men bashing black women, and that's where her motivation was. Now, there is some fact to what she's saying, but as far as this whole certain types of people are meant to be subservient to others. I don't know. I don't know about all that. I think white people tried that and they called it slavery, and they called us boy too. So like I understand what she's saying, but she's really perpetuating the same shit white people perpetuate. She just replaced the white people with black women, which is a disservice to black women. That's I don't know. I have my opinion on that, but I get what she's saying. I'm not totally saying she's completely wrong, but yeah, she's definitely out of her shit. She basically just described racism, but she just used the black woman as the white man.
Really? That's how you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're the ones that planted all the plants and made everything happen for you colors. Boy, get in place and serve me, boy.
No, she didn't. She said something that was very pertinent to me. Who is destroying the earth? Who's got all these wars going on? Who got all
the people
these
that
wars
want
going
money?
on? No. Stop it. Who? Just like she said, when you get them together, they destroy everything. Who's doing the destruction of the world right now? Who?
Well, if that's the case, then it's white people. Men and women. I don't like the fact that instead what we do is when we see a problem, the first thing we do is turn on each other.
I don't think she's turning on you. I think she's just trying to make
I think anybody that like imagine me getting on TikTok and posting a video about that and saying all those things about men.
Y'all already do.
That's what she was just watching. So she did the opposite. So is she right? Are they? I mean, like, is she? I know they're wrong. I completely understand. There's no space where nobody is. It's okay to say what some of these people on TikTok say about black people, including black people. I run into them every day.
Okay, with men being submissive to women. So that's the problem you have, or is that
no? It's not the problem. That's not the problem I have.
No. I'm talking to Miss Dixon. I'm listening. I'm trying to get her. I need to understand what she's saying. So you're saying you don't think a man is supposed to be submissive to a woman? Is that what you're saying? Let me know that's what you're saying.
And why are we doing this submissive thing?
But this
like, are we independent in our autonomy? Can't like who?
Because that's the biggest fight I have about them hollering the submissive shit. That shit bothers me. Because it bothers me because if you call yourself in a team, there is no weaker or there's no person lower. If you're on a team, y'all all.
It takes balance.
It takes balance. So it doesn't take two weak people. It don't take a weak person and a strong person. It takes two strong people to balance it out. So I don't believe in that.
It just takes two people, weak or strong. It takes two people.
No, I don't believe in that submissive crap. I never have.
That shit, I'm never a proponent of nobody being submissive to anybody. Now, if you choose to be in that type of relationship, I do realize this also. There's a lot of people out here with a lot of weird fetishes that include slave and master play.
Oh, you were talking to Tavares. Okay, so she was saying to you, Tavares, submissive part with men being submissive to women was what she was saying. She was
Oh, yeah, I'm not with that part. I'm not with anybody being submissive to anybody. Like when do we start? Like I get it. Why can't it be mutually beneficial that we help each other?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said to her, I said, I'm with you on that. I 100% agree with you. Why aren't we together? Why are we one better than the other, one looking down on the
That's
other?
that
Or
that's that Bible thumping patriarchy shit
yeah,
they be on.
that's right. That's right. And it don't work. I'm sorry. No. If I'm with somebody, we're on a team. That means if it's something that needs to be executed, we're gonna do it together. Point blank. Ain't nobody know. Now, I'm gonna say this with my situation, like for instance, repairs on the house. That's my husband's forte. I don't know how to do that. But if he sits down and show me how to do it, which he's done that, if he sit down and show me how to do it, hell, I'll make it happen. But that's because it's both of us working together doing it. I'm not doing it because he's telling me to do it. I'm doing it because I'm interested in doing it just as well as he is. But I want to learn how to do it. So if I have to do it alone, I'm able to do it alone. It's a teaching moment. It's not about us being, oh, you just do what I say, you sit down, you. No, we don't that. Man, please. Let me tell you something about a woman. It ain't got nothing to do with her being independent. If a woman had to be the head of her household, and if a woman had to survive on her own, a man hollering that she need to be submissive is bullshit because she's already knows how to navigate through life. She don't need a daddy. If she needed her daddy, she would go back home to her daddy.
Ma'am, you're
Okay?
venturing off into a topic. No, ma'am. I'm telling you, there are literally women and people out here that play this BDSM. They live this their lifestyle.
No,
It's
I
how
know
they
what you're
live. They do the whole slave master thing. They are subservient because it benefits them.
pumpkin. We're not talking about that. That's a
We are talking about that. We're talking about we don't know what kind of lives these people are living behind closed doors that spills out into the this is
pumpkin.
how they act. This is how they are.
Pumpkin. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a man and wife or a couple. I'm not talking about that kind of lifestyle.
Mom, I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. That's what these couples are doing.
That's a lifestyle, pumpkin. That's a lifestyle choice. Okay. That's a lot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what was taught in the Bible with a husband and wife. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that lifestyle. That's a lifestyle. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm
Where'd
just
it come
saying.
from?
I don't know where it came from. I don't know what that right there. I don't know what that means. I'm not into that, so I can't explain to you.
Okay.
I just
I
gave you
agree.
my example. Okay?
Okay.
I just gave you my example of what I was talking about. If you meet a woman that's grown, I'm not talking about nobody you got it from her mom's house. Okay, I'm talking about a woman who's a grown woman who's been on her own, been living her life, doing her thing, and you holler, you want her to be submissive to you, and she's already done lived her life and undone things and made stuff happen in her life that need to be. Why the hell is she talking about being submissive to you for? That's
They're
crazy.
out there. That's the part I'm trying to tell you.
No,
They're out
I
there.
know there's women out there. I'm not saying it's not, but it don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. When you already
Well, I
done,
mean,
why
you gotta. Okay, so
why
you're venturing into like psychoanalyzing the nature the environment that we're in right now. You look around, you have there was the whole independent woman thing that they that did the same thing that the crack epidemic did, which was uh move the split further, put a bigger wedge between black men and black women, because
wait a minute,
I have
wait a minute.
never not once seen no Asian woman come out talking about she's an independent woman. White women don't even say that shit. They don't even say it. But they use that to target us because that's what they need. They don't need anybody getting along in the black community. That's why Jock Roy does what he does. They don't want no family structure in the black community. So they created this independent women thing.
I
And
don't see it like that. I don't see it like that. But I get what you're saying. I do. I totally
yeah,
get
they've
what you're
created
saying.
it's a paradigm that is manufactured. It's
Yeah,
manufactured.
I get what you're saying, but the word independent means that you're doing something on your own. That could be anybody. That don't necessarily mean it's the black woman, but that's
No, it's
because.
the I don't need no man. It's the
But see, when women say that, that y'all take and run with that. Y'all don't even understand
no,
the whole
but you're
concept.
literally saying what you're saying. How do you want people to take it? You're saying what you're saying. How else am I supposed to interpret I don't need no man?
It could be that I don't need no man telling me what to do when I've been out here already doing for myself. That's what
Okay,
that means.
okay, okay.
That's what that. I mean, that's my interpretation of it. I don't need no man telling me what to do. It ain't that I don't need no man. And like she said, if I can pay my own rent, pay my own bills, what I need you for, and that's true.
Okay.
Think about it. What I
Okay.
need you for.
No, I've had this discussion,
I know
and
you do. I know you
I
do.
think that the weirdest thing for me is to equate a relationship to bills, and to equate the natural relationship between men and women to financial benefit. That's why I'm telling you about these BDSM stuff. I learned a lot. I read a book, and these women are taken care of. I'm talking about completely and totally, because they're a slave. It's a slave master thing that they do. It's just them. It's how they live.
That's not what I'm talking about. Again, that's a lifestyle. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Quit
It
bringing
has
that up.
everything. No, you're mixing up what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, why is it a lifestyle if it ain't people living that way?
But Tavares, it's a whole different thing. You're not the concept of what
Man, you missing what I'm saying. It's got nothing to do with no deviancy. It's their lifestyle. It's women out here that are looking to be slaves to men. And it's vice versa too.
But Tavares, that's not what this conversation was about, baby. I'm not trying to
Yes.
just. No, it's
Okay.
not.
All right. Okay.
No,
All right. I misunderstood. I apologize.
it's not what the conversation is about at all.
I can tell you that lady, for her own gratification, that lady, she needs a man.
She didn't say she didn't need a man. She just said she never said she didn't need a man. That was never indicated in her conversation. She just said men need to listen to women more. That's all she was basically
No,
saying.
that's not what that's what you heard. That's what you heard. I heard her calling people boy. They're doing the same tactics. Doing the same tactics white people be doing to us.
The part
And
that
and
I
like, I don't know, is she expecting a positive response, or did she say all that out of anger?
no,
Because it's not going to get, nobody's going to give you a positive response off of that. How do you expect men to react when they hear something like that?
the same way they react when they say stuff like that about women.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're
Okay,
talking about what she said.
like I said, like I
I
said,
get what she's saying. I get what she's saying.
I'm talking about the part that connects with me, that I connected with, was the ideal of us being, we say Mother Earth. We don't say Father Earth. We say Mother Earth. I was agreeing with her the part about the
Mhm.
mother, the energy, the feminine energy that the
Yeah.
world is. Okay, another thing, a point that a young lady said in her comments said, y'all notice that they got rid of the trees that are female trees, and they only plant male trees
See,
because
this is what happens. This is what happens when these feminine ass dudes get podcasts. And man, ain't no telling what she was consuming on TikTok. But it's not the natural order. Whatever she was watching before she made that video, because she mentioned the podcast. It wasn't
yeah,
a podcast of yeah, that's like, it's rage. She got rage baited. Yeah, they said all that stuff to rage bait, to get people to react to it in that manner, because it drives up the numbers. A lot of this stuff is manufactured anger. And if you just sit and had a conversation with somebody of your level of intelligence and your level of intellect, you can resolve a lot of stuff. But it's too many stupid people trying to have smart conversations. and they don't even want to do the research or the homework on it or nothing.
Yeah,
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying about her. I'm saying the people she was watching are some of those people that say stupid stuff with no background, no research.
The only reason why I played the part was because, like I said, what connected with me is the ideal. I like the idea that she said that men are the ones who's destroying the earth, and all they do is fight, which is true. I need to. It's mine's bigger than yours mentality about all this that's going on, the destruction of the earth, and the idea that she said that the earth is watching and has been watching for a long time about how everybody's been treating the earth. And that's the part that I really like that she said, because that's true. We have, they have, because we don't have machinery, we don't own corporations, but they do. And they're the ones who, and they're the ones who's destroying the earth. And she's saying, in other words, they not doing what's right. That's why, and I believe, this is what I believe. I'm not saying no Hillary Clinton. I'm not even saying a Kamala Harris, but a woman who has her mind together and she knows what she's doing. I believe she could bring United States out of this mess they're in. I do believe that. I do believe that.
You
And I
wouldn't
think
be able to.
yeah, I understand, but and it would have to be a black woman to do it. It couldn't be no white
It
woman.
wouldn't. It would never. The thing is, this system was never designed to fail.
No,
Even then,
but
when
it
it's
has.
failing, it's working.
Yeah, on
Like
one
right
end.
now, it's failing, but it's working.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, well, yeah.
So they'll never put anybody in place to fix it because they don't want it fixed.
They don't really want it fixed because
It's
nobody
like, okay,
benefits.
let's bring it back to Alexandria, right? We know that Jock Roy isn't the person to fix what the city had, what he's gotten the city into, but because he's the one that got the city into it, he's the only one that people can say that they feel like he's the one that can fix it because
But
he's the
there's
one that started it.
yeah, but he hasn't fixed anything. That's the crazy part about
But
it.
even when that plan fails, it still works
Okay, so let
because
me
they
let me.
benefit from the broken system. You see what I'm saying? And that goes back to what the video was about. They
So let
benefit
me.
from the separation.
So let me share something with you that came to me. Okay, so now they're looking. This is what Alexandria. Since we're speaking on Alexandria, we got off the conversation, guys. We were all over the place, but we're coming back to Alexandria. So it says here, they're looking for a director for special assistance to the mayor for retail services. Now, listen to what they're looking for. The city of Alexandria seeks to hire a qualified individual or individuals to fulfill the mission of its Grow with Alexandria activities. Optimally, this would include a director level position with oversight over retail strategies, most specifically dealing with the Alexandria Mall and surrounding mall area business retail. The City of Alexandria is launching its intensive capital projects Reignite program with a heavy focus on the reimagined Masonic Drive corridor. While the position would focus on this corridor, the position would involve deploying retail assistance strategies throughout the city of Alexandria and the contiguous targeted areas of Rapides Parish. The ideal scenario is one director assisting our other city divisions and private sector partners. However, it is conceivable, depending on its interests and qualifications of applicants, that two or more part-time or task-focused assistants working with other divisions and private sector partners might be a better fit as the collaboration grows. Responsibilities and or other division interactions, market, brand, and develop healthcare related supportive infrastructure, general retail, and recreation commerce in the city of Alexandria. Community service policy and programming, guide retail services team, develop advocacy leadership throughout the community, coordinate and manage citywide and city sponsored events for Reignite. Um, Coordinate and monitor pertinent cooperative endeavor activities. Then it says preferred 4-year degree in business administration, marketing, public policy, political science, or human resources or related field, or 5 years of experience of knowledge of federal, state, and local laws relating to government operations and intergovernmental dynamics, particularly in economics, workforce, and related marketing or economic development areas. Appropriate management experience may substitute for a degree, but would call for appropriate certifications, relevant past work experience, or other equivalent training and experience of commitment to complete such other equivalent training and experience. Certified economic or workforce developer status is desirable and may act as substitute for other requirements, equivalent marketing experience. And let's see what
Yep,
else.
that's some shit they should have been looking into 10 years ago.
And that's what I told that person who sent that to me. I said the
Yep.
same thing.
Y'all should have been on that 10 years ago. But it's funny now because it seemed like.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Miss Bell.
No.
So just if you just came in, I was reading the application, the qualifications for a, let me see what it's called because it has a name. It is called Grow with City Director Special Assistance to the Mayor for Retail Services. So
He's already got somebody. He just needed to post that job.
Now, let me say this. Now, remember I think I said it the other day. We always use the other day because we can't remember what day it was we said stuff. So the other day is
Sometime last week.
Yeah. I said that Alexandria should have been trying to bring other type of revenue into Alexandria. It's mighty funny, and we've been talking about this. We even came up with some great ideas on the show of what they should be able to bring here. Didn't we discuss this, right? So now, all of a sudden, they're trying to find, because you know why? Because they are that other revenue that needs to be coming into this city for those utilities that y'all paying for, it's not there. Yeah, it's not there.
It never was there. I believe that utility thing was a big scam from the jump. I believe that they've been in debt. I believe that that's the reason why they kept putting Jockway in there, and that's the reason why Marcotte kept staying in there, because they've been taking money off the top.
Yep.
They've been stealing. And in order to keep it going, they have to keep those people in office. That's why they're doing it by hook or crook. I'm accusing Jock Roy and his administration of stealing from city taxpayers. In general, to summarize what I'm saying, I'm accusing them of colluding with other entities to further endeavor a criminal organization of stealing taxpayers' dollars to do with it what you wanted to do. That's why you got so many excuses. You got so many damn presentations trying to over-explain some very simple, flat stuff. That's what I think. I think that the city of Alexandria's, that Jockway administration is a criminal organization, and they cover up crime. That's what I think they do. And I think they're very selective about the crimes they expose. Like them two cops, that was a diversion.
Yep.
It was so many, or there's so many more illegal things that the APD does that he is not going to hold them accountable for. But you're going to pick two cops who were rough with black people and make an example out of them and publicly shame them. And brag about how it was from the internal system. It wasn't, nobody complained about this. We caught it ourselves. Then what about the other stories?
Yeah.
What about all the other stories that you didn't report on?
Yeah. Yeah.
How come you didn't say nothing about Kenny Rachel? Yeah, Lieutenant Kenny Rachel, the president of the police union at the APD, who's been fired 3 times.
Yeah, and they brought him
and was
back.
able to come back. Y'all didn't catch him doing nothing what he was doing? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and that's something. Yeah.
But I digress. Yeah, I'm not going to get my blood pressure worked up over no damn Alexandria, Louisiana politics, because apparently no matter what we tell people, that it's like nobody's willing to act on it. So we can't keep standing in the line of fire.
No.
We can't. We got to duck sometime.
This is interesting, you guys, and I think we found it a long time ago when we first talked about utility. Why is it that they don't have when Alexandria Utilities was established on Google? It says the establishment date of Alexandria Utilities is not available in the provided search results, which focus on other aspects of the city of Alexandria. While the city itself was founded in 1785 and incorporated as a town in 1880, the search results do not specify when the utility system was established.
You have to be specific. Is that Alexandria, Louisiana?
Yeah, it's Louisiana. Yeah.
Okay. ChatGPT be tripping sometimes.
Not no chat. This ain't Chat GPT. This is just Google itself. But I can do. I
Oh,
didn't
you
think
can't.
about
Yeah,
using
yeah. You
Chat
can't use
GPT.
Google like that.
Hold up. Let me go back. Let me see.
Google. Like, if I wrote a Facebook post right now saying something about when the Alexandria utility system was founded, that what you're using would use what I'm saying as fact, and they would put that up there for you according
Say
to
that.
sources. If I were to write a post right now saying that the Alexandria utility system was founded in 1732,
Oh yeah.
what Google would do is go through all the mentions of Alexandria utility system, and they would combine that information to tell you what they found across the internet, whether it was true or not. They don't have,
Let's see if it'll tell me. Then it won't be Chat GPT. You talking about Google? It's two different things. They're not the same.
That's true. You would know.
It says here. You're asking about the founding of Alexandria Louisiana Municipal Utilities, a provider of the service like electricity, water, and I was like, yeah. According to the ALP, officially known as the Board of Public Utility, the city's governing board was established in 1882, further confirming that a message from Alexandria Mayor in 2020 states that ALP was founded in 1889, noting that this occurred just 7 years after Thomas Edison started up the Pearl Street Power Station in New York City. So in summary, Alexandria Municipal Public Utilities Board started in 1889. That's a long damn time. 1889, y'all been doing this shit. Excuse me.
No, but as it exists right now, AUS as it exists right now was started back when we took over the utilities. Well, I'll tell you what that lawsuit was about.
Huh?
So this kind of goes back to the lawsuit, right? So
No,
Jock
no,
Roy
no.
was one of the lawyers that sued Clico for quote unquote overcharging the people in Alexandria for utilities. That's what that lawsuit was about. Multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Right? Jock Roy is the lawyer on the team fighting for the people, fighting for the money for the Alexandria people. Right? Not only is he a lawyer, he's simultaneously running for mayor of the city of Alexandria at the same time while he's working his court case. So boom, they win the court case. So if anybody knows anything about the money and where it's tucked away at in regards to this court case, the only person that would actually know is Jock Roy.
There's other people that know DeVars because they
Yeah,
were
there's other
part of
people
it.
that know. Crutchfield knows. Marcotte knows. But
you got
those two people.
You got to understand. When I first came on here, that was the case I talked about. I read the whole case from one end to another. And what I found out through that case, that Clico case, and if that board was established in 1889, it doesn't necessarily mean that might be as long as the utilities, they've been in the hands of the city. Now, back in 1987, I did see also that back in 1987, they were planning on selling the utilities, but they changed their mind. Okay. So with a lot of the lawyers that were on that case, Jock Roy and Chuck Johnson was playing games with them lawyers. They didn't want to pay them. They had to sue them to get paid. 3 of them had to sue them to get paid because, matter of fact, they were the ones wind up whistleblowing. If I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking one of the couple of them was one were whistleblowing on the whole thing. That was the most worst fiasco that happened in Alexandria when it came to court cases, especially something like that, class action lawsuit. That was a mess. You have to go back and read the whole the case on it. It was a mess. Okay, it was so much stuff going on in that case. I mean, they went after Bridget when Bridget said that it was out of line for Jock to still have access to the case while he was running for mayor. And when he won the mayor, when he won as the mayor, he still had access to the case. And that was a falling out between them two because she made that comment that it was not, that wasn't right. That was one of the things on there, I'll say.
It was unethical.
It was unethical for him to have that much involvement in the case. After he even made it to be the mayor, when he got voted in as a mayor, he was still dilly-dallying into the case when he wasn't supposed to no longer have anything to do with it. He got Chuck Johnson to do the dirty work to get rid of her. So it was a lot, y'all, going on. It was a lot going on in that Clico case. And I just really advise you guys to go look up City of Alexandria versus Clico, and read that case. If you understand, you'll understand what it's saying. That case was crazy. And Clico was even trying to buy the utilities from Alexandria, but Alexandria wasn't going, because they weren't going to sell their revenue. Come on, y'all. They wouldn't have been able to. Come on.
It wasn't revenue yet. It was what they saw was a money making opportunity. They saw that Clico was screwing over the people. So Jock was like, well, if Clico has been screwing over the people and getting paid this whole time, maybe we need to step in and maybe we need to go ahead and be the ones that screw over the people. We realize that there's a profit margin.
I truly believe that because of the crookedness and the corruption, I don't believe everything that they said Clico was doing to the city of Alexandria was being done. I just don't.
I don't know. I'm not too impartial. I believe that Clico could very well possibly be exactly what they were accused of, but that means that Clico and the city of Alexandria are no better than each other.
Exactly.
The city of Alexandria just stepped in and was like, "Hey, since you screwing them, they want to." Oh, I can't say that, but they want to turn the ratepayers into the third party and a tryst, if you will.
Yeah. If it was established, if the board, because it's actually talking about the utility board, it was Alexandria utility board that was established. So it really doesn't say when they actually start creating their own fuel. I mean, their own fuel, their own energy or utility.
They're not doing it now.
Well, yeah,
they're not doing it now.
That's the lie that's being told. And I do know, let's see when he got on MISO. Let's talk about when he actually got to MISO, because that's where the situation went left, is when he.
And they make it a point to let you know that MISO is a nonprofit organization. Then what are we with them for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Sure is. Yeah.
The thing is, MISO, the play is, MISO is in the wheeling and dealing of selling energy off the grid. If you're down with MISO, then they can manage. It's MISO's like a manager, and what MISO does is they manage your utility grid usage and the ability for you to turn on the grid, and they sell your power. That's where the city money come from, is the selling of the power, the energy off the grid from the city of Alexandria. It's not for the citizens.
No, but they don't sell. That's the point. They said it costs too much to power it up.
It costs too much to sell, but there is some type of profit margin involved, and there is some type of benefit of them being attached to MISO. They're just not telling you what that benefit is.
Okay, it says in December 2013, Entergy Louisiana formally joined MISO's market operation, which expanded MISO's footprint to include the South, including parts of Louisiana. Around that time, several municipal and utilities also integrated into MISO's system. In particular, MISO's documentation notes that the city of Alexandria was added as a reliability service customer and associated with transmission owner in a version dated November 20th of 2013, following the South Region integration on December 19th of 2013. Now, it says MISO expanded into Louisiana as its South Region in December 2013 when Entergy Louisiana joined. The city of Alexandria officially joined MISO as a participant, specifically as a reliability services customer and in some capacity a transmission owner. By November 20th, 2013, in preparation for full integration with the South Region in December 2013. So Alexandria Utility System became part of MISO structure in the late 2013, aligning with the broader regional integration. So remember, they, as a capacity of a transmission owner, the way they did this transmission owner is when they bought Bayou Cove. So let's see when they bought.
Which doesn't, that does that as a net, that costs the city. That's what you guys are paying for. You're paying for Bayou Cove to sit up there and not do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why y'all paying $80,000 a month to these people.
It's not 80. It's not 80.
Is it 8 million?
No, it's 800,000.
Oh, that's even worse.
Okay, listen, this is when they bought Bayou Cove. The city of Alexandria in Louisiana formalized its acquisition of Bayou Cove Unit 1 on December 9, 2013, when it signed an asset purchase agreement with Bayou Cove Peaking Power LLC for the unit, which has a generation capacity of 75 megawatts and is located near Jennings, Louisiana. So, in summary, Alexandria purchased Bayou Cove on December 9th, 2013. So that happened prior, a couple of days before they wound up getting on MISO, because it was something they had to have in order to get on MISO.
They saw the money and they got involved in this utility game because they knew that they were the ones that were regulating the prices and they could fix it and rig it however they want to. That's Jock Roy. That's Michael Marcotte. That's why Michael Marcotte isn't an engineer. Well, he became one later on.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to be. He put the money man in place, he put the utility man in place, and he put the lawyer in place. And that was Jock Roy's, that was his, that's the same thing Jeff Hall kept. He kept the money person, Crutchfield, he kept the utility person, Marcotte, and he kept the lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Gist.
Yeah. Okay. So it says here, wait a minute, let's see. Okay. So Hero of Alexander steam engine, also known as the, let me see, something like that. No, this is not it. I'm sorry. That's not the answer I wanted.
Hey, what's the history of DG Hunter?
History of DG Hunter. Okay, hold up. DG. Okay, hold up. Oh, okay. So it says here, initial operation for DG Hunter generating station operated by the city of Alexandria began its operation in May of 1965. Can you turn that down, whatever that is you got going? Because I can hear it in the background. It serves as a natural gas-fired power plant located 1011 North 3rd Street. So serves as a natural gas-fired power plant. expansion and technological upgrades. In 2016, now they've been having it since 1965. In 2016, the plant underwent a significant expansion. 7 Warselia's 34 SG reciprocating internal combustion engines were added, expanding capacity and modernizing the station. So they bought those in 2016. The actual project completion date for the expansion, likely tied to adding new generators, is recorded as March the 1st of 2016. The plant generates approximately 69 gigawatts, I guess that's what you call it, annually, based on the recent data as of December 2024. It ranks among the mid-tier natural gas power stations in Louisiana, with 7 generators currently in operation. Regulatory, the station is fully owned and operated by the City of Alexandria, with the city also functioning as the transmission owner under the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, which is MISO market. In municipal discussions, the DG Hunter power plant is viewed as a valuable asset. In one assessment, it was noted to carry a valuation of approximately $29 million, not for the facility's physical sale, but for the rights to its use, highlighting its role in utility planning and financial consideration. Now, if that was supposed to be powered up and it's supposed to bring in $29 million, a value.
They said it's worth 29 million, which is contradictory to what Thomas DeVee got up there and said. He said it's supposed to be worth 14 million a year, but they said that it's only worth.
Pumpkin, listen, you're taking it out of context. He was not talking about DG Hunter. He was saying the utilities, because you can't use DG Hunter when you want to. DG Hunter is only fired up when MISO tells them they can fire it up. So it's not, that's
He's
not
saying that
thing.
the City of Alexandria's utility system should be profiting 14 million a year. That's what he said, man.
But this is not the same thing, Pumpkin. That's not what he's talking about. It's not DG Hunter, because DG Hunter cannot be fired up unless MISO tell them to. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's 2 different things. Okay. So it also says here, it established May 1965 as the City of Alexandria operated natural gas power plant. It completed an expansion 2016, added modern internal combustion. I can't even say the word combustion engine units to boost capacity. Generates around 69 gigawatts. I guess that's what it is. Gigahertz, I guess. I don't know what that word is. Per year, serves within the MISO operated grid. Did you hear what I just said? It cannot be moved. It cannot be turned on unless MISO tells
Yeah,
it
I
to.
understand all that. I got you.
Ownership and role. City owned and viewed as a valuable municipal energy assets. That's what they're saying. That's not what it is. Would you like to explore more about how the plan integrates an energy mix, its environmental performance, or its street? No, I don't care about that. Because it doesn't, it doesn't.
Again, was that a Google? Did you type that into Google?
No, I do not on ChatGPT.
Okay.
And what they do is they get information. Okay, so it says here, city-owned assets. Unlike many Louisiana cities that rely almost entirely on Entergy or CLECO, Alexandria owns and operates its own generation through DG Hunter and other assets like Bayou Cove. This gives the city more local control over rates, planning, and reliability. There you go. Flexible generation. The 2016 Warzilla engine expansion turned Hunter into a quick start facility. This reciprocating internal combustion engines can ramp up and down much faster than traditional steam turbines, making them ideal for balancing renewable energy fluctuations and peak demand. This flexibility is highly valuable in the MISO market where Alexandria participates. Contribution to supply. Hunter generates roughly 69 gigawatts. There it goes. Hours per year as of 2024, covering a portion of Alexandria needs. The city still supplements supply by purchasing additional power through MISO and bilateral contracts. So
we put energy on the grid and we buy energy off the grid. You got me on speaker. It's been repeating the whole time.
Okay. I don't have you on speaker. Are you on? Oh, where you at? Oh, you are on the you are on speaker. Hold up. Where you at? You gone.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello? Yeah, I'm here. Oh, I don't have you on speaker. I have you no. I have you coming through the speaker because you're supposed to. Oh, okay. So
I can't come through the speaker and you put it in. It's picking up in the microphone. That's why it's echoing.
Okay. Let me see where we left off at. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah. So the idea that you have to use other people, that you're not fully supplying your whole city yourself, that tells you a lot, right? You're not supplying your whole city. It's not like it's literally.
So why are we so invested in state of the art Wartsila turbines, and why do we buy Bayukova if we're not supplying any the power to the city?
You're asking me that question from me. Are you really asking?
It's a general question because we're dedicated to it. Jockway gets up there every city council meeting and lies about it. So I just want to know what the truth is. Why are we so invested in something that nets such little profit?
I don't know. I don't understand. But we can't sell. We have to use the grid, but we can't sell anything to make money because that was the whole purpose of them getting on it. It's called transmission. So they were supposed to be able to take that and sell that the utilities off the grid, but it doesn't happen all the time because it takes too much to get it going. That's DG. They call themselves improving the engines for DG so it can be fast and ready to roll, but they never get chosen. See, you got to get chosen to sell your fuel or your energy. You have to be chosen.
And that's frustrating as well because I think we have a different understanding from the traditional resident of the traditional ratepayer. We have a deeper understanding of it, and trying to explain it is extremely frustrating because you're trying to explain to people that they're getting screwed, and you're trying to explain that to people that are I can't. You got me on.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you, but that's how people are. That's how they hear you, and they've been hearing you. I don't know why it's a problem now.
They hear me through the direct feed from StreamYard. They don't hear me from the speaker.
Okay, so what are you saying about a repeat? Because I haven't heard
Nothing. Just we can continue.
All right, because I don't hear it, but you hear it. Okay, so what I'm saying is, so we have a system that's set up, and if y'all remember, Miss Agnes made the comment that after 9 o'clock, that's when CLECO kicks in. So you're really not fully operating as a utility company, only up to 8 or 9 o'clock at night, because then that's when CLECO comes in and CLECO takes over. So to say that you're actually 60% of the revenue coming in to Alexandria, that I don't know. That don't sound right. And I just read to you the reason why they got those Resila turbines or whatever you want to call it. The reason why they got that was so that they can speed up DG Hunter. But DG Hunter cannot, and it just explained it to you. DG Hunter cannot be powered up unless MISO tell him to power it up. Bayou Cove probably don't get
It's a
powered up.
perpetual repair problem. That's why we're
Yeah.
always getting Wärtsilä turbines and all this other stuff. These repair items put on the city council agenda. It's a money pit. That's what DG Hunter is right now. It's a money pit.
Because, well, they have to maintain them because it doesn't, see, you have to it's like a car you don't drive. If you don't drive the car, you still got to keep the oil change. You still got to keep everything moving on it, even though it's not driven all the time. And that's the thing with DG Hunter. So it's sitting up there and then it's not moving as much, but you still got to maintain it. And that's the whole point, keeping it maintained, just in case MISO say, hey, Alexandria, you want to fire up your engines? We'll see what we can get out of this. That's what happens. That's how it works. And if they say, yeah, okay, and then you got to look at how much do they actually sell. Okay. Can you pay off some debts of what they sell or what? Remember the last time they sold something was in East Texas? Remember we told you about around that area, how all that is connected some kind of way? They saying it's not because it's a big area, but whatever. Okay, whatever. So when you have to do that, that's something. When you jumped up and bought Bayou Cove, you bought Bayou Cove because that was a requirement to be on MISO's grid. You didn't just buy that just because you wanted it. You bought it because it has to equal a certain amount of money. I mean, a certain amount of those gigawatt hours in order for you to even be on that MISO grid. So why did you need to be on that MISO grid? What was the point of being on that MISO grid? Why did you do that? And how is it benefiting Alexandria as a whole? And you spent all that money. You got to remember, they got bonds for those big turbines. Remember, they bought those bonds. So y'all paying every month, y'all paying $800,000 per month. And you won't be finished paying for that whole thing until 2043? Yeah, I think it's 2043. Is it 2043? I think it's 2043. I think that's the number that the time when they actually going to be able to finish paying for it. So that means your grandchildren, if you was to have grandchildren, it would be my great grandchildren will be still paying for that if they lived in the city of Alexandria. So you guys out there listening, and I think Mr. Porter said the same thing. Your great grandchildren, Miss Dixon, your great grandchildren will be paying for, yeah, because your great grandchildren are getting big, right? So in 43, it's 25 now. So in 43, they'll be how old on average? Give me 2 of your kids' ages in 43. Will they be old enough to be paying utilities? If they'll be old enough to pay utilities, then that's what they'll be paying for. You'll still be paying for those propellers. I call them propellers. I'm just saying. That's the kind of decisions that was made pertaining to your utilities. That's the kind of decisions that were made. So your kids will be paying for it if they stay. And this ideal that he's talking about trying to get somebody in for retail and director over this and director over that for retail, that's another sign. Y'all not paying attention, but that's another sign that the economy is not what they claim it to be in Alexandria, the city of Alexandria. And I believe this is just my belief. If you get rid of links on the bayou and you get rid of that zoo, that money can go back in and be used somewhere else or used for another recreation, something that is bringing in money. I'm not talking about $300 or $400. I'm talking about something that's bringing in some serious cash and that the city doesn't have to supplement the payments. Get rid of that zoo. Get rid of that zoo. Because that's what y'all paying for. Y'all paying for that. Y'all paying for the maintenance on Johnny Downs, and you're paying for the maintenance on links on the bayou, and y'all don't even use it. And you know you can't go to Johnny Down. You got to be part of Crossroads. So you know you can't go to Johnny Down. So those are the things that you guys are paying for. So if you want to really want to argue and fight about your money, tell them to eliminate all those things off that list, because that's what you're paying for. And they don't mind telling you paying for it. They tell you they supplement that zoo.
They come they come up with them fake ass numbers to talk about how successful it is, and it's really just a
And
drop in
it's
the
not.
bucket.
That's right. It's not even touching the revenue of the city. And I don't even think it directly goes to the city.
I don't think so either. Like I
Yeah,
said, a
so
lot of this stuff that we're looking at, as far as why the city isn't prospering, it's because people are greedy and people are taking off the top. The ones that make the rules are the ones that are able to take off the top.
yeah, that's right. Because they
They
made
can
the rules.
slide. They can slide a couple $1,000, a couple $10,000 here and there, and move a couple $10,000 here and there, and they can support their habits, whether that be women or gambling. That's why I mean, all the signs are there. I don't know what else to tell them. I don't know what else to say.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting on how this whole dynamic of the utilities and how things are going with our schools, the whole 9 yards. And it's way overdue. It's way overdue for a change. And y'all need somebody in there who's innovative. The first thing they need to be is innovative. And they need to be a people person. And they don't need to be revengeful. And they don't need to be cocky and arrogant. And they don't need to be using their knowledge against people who don't agree with them. They don't need to do that, because everybody could get criticized. If you didn't want to get criticized, you shouldn't have ran for mayor. And going after people by using their utility, cutting off their utilities and stuff when you don't like what they're saying. And then putting their utility bills in public so everybody could see it. You don't do
Or
a real.
using your police force to throw veterans on the ground when you don't
Yeah,
agree with them.
yeah. That is not how it's. Well, that's in the Trump era. They do that in Trump era. That's normal for Trump, in Trump era. But a real person wouldn't do that. A person
I
who's
really
really.
also think that I think that Jock is running from something. And Jock knows if he ever comes out of office and the right person gets in office and they start going through that paperwork,
And you think that's why they keep putting them in there?
that's why he keeps winning. He done so many dirty favors for everybody that they just mobilize behind him to keep him in office. It's a mutual benefit. Like, let me tell you something about these crackers. They do mutually beneficial stuff. They don't operate unless you give it, it's a quid pro quo with them. Reddix was willing to sell out his people, so what did they do? They supported Reddix, right? Sterling Brown willing to get out there and lie. The bald faced lie to people. So what did they do? He kept them close to him. You got what's that bald headed Goins, right? He got so much dirt on Goins, it's not even funny. So what does Goins do? Sit right next to him and be quiet as a blackface. It's mutually beneficial. They only want people that they can that are compromisable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they want people that are able to be compromised. And when you're
Yeah.
not one of those people, they have a problem with you.
Yeah. Just like when you think about what Mr. Porter said, he can actually smell them, sniff them out, and know the kind of people he gets. He
That's
works
the
with.
people he keep around him.
He keeps around them. Yeah, those type of people. Yeah.
You mean to tell me Larry Turner is just your friend because he's a pastor?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. We're talking about character here.
Yeah.
And nobody ever calls them out or questions them. And then when they come across people like us, they want to shut our pages down. They want to block us. They want to ban us. They want to outcast us. They want to throw us in jail. They want to point fingers at us and tell us how we're lying about everything. And they never prove us wrong. And when they do provide proof, it's proof they made up. Here, let me show you my utility bill from the utility system that I operate. You got to be kidding me, folks. But like I said, man, y'all got the I'll be here to help, but these licks, I ain't saying they hurt, but I can't get my lick back on Jock yet because he's still in office.
So are you talking
And
about what are you trying to say, Tavar?
I ain't trying to say nothing, Mr. Leader. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You can't do nothing to a public official. You can't threaten them. You can't touch them. You can't punch on them. You can't do nothing. Only thing you can do is call them a liar. And when you do that, that's the only thing you got. And all they can do is respond in kind and say you're a liar. So they don't ever say here's the proof. They just say you're a liar, or they'll say you're fake news. So I'll be fake news. I'll be fake news until 26. Sure will.
You running for office?
Sure will. No, I ain't running for nothing. I ain't running
You're not
for
gonna
nothing. Because I can't do nothing violent as a public official.
So you want to do something?
Unless you want a drunk drive coming across that Pineville Bridge, I could do that. That's been done before.
Wait a minute. So you're saying you want to do violence to somebody?
I'm just saying I can't, not as a public official.
But why would you want to do violence to somebody? What would be the purpose of that?
Who said anything about violence?
Because you said you want to do something. So what is it?
I don't want to do nothing. I just want to be free, and I want to be able to pay my Alexandria utility service bill, and pay my rent to my slumlord landlord, and I want to be able to vote for Roosevelt Johnson until he's up out of here. That's all I want to be able to do as a resident of Alexandria.
Oh Lord, no Lord, why are you bringing Roosevelt? Roosevelt been quiet.
Roosevelt needed to be quiet. Roosevelt should have been quiet 12 years ago. He should have never ran for nothing, ever. But he over there benefiting from being a driver over there at the Renaissance, ain't he?
I don't know if he still does that.
Yeah, that's his other job besides being a mall cop. Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all didn't know he's a mall cop.
Yeah, they do if they go to the mall. Tavares, you talking about the city of Alexandria?
Yeah, you can see that poorly groomed mustache and the belly that he used to just put them damn scratching cards on from the gas station. He sit him on his belly and scratch him with his lucky quarter. Let me stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're getting out of hand with that. Okay, that is very much so out of hand. Whatever's gotten into you, I hope you get it out.
Well, I'm just saying, if you ever see Jock Roy smiling next to a black person, they've been compromised. If you ever catch Jock Roy trying to crack jokes with black people, they've been compromised.
So they've been compromised.
They've been compromised, and Jock Roy is the one that compromised them. Damn. When you got people up there, what's old boy name? That was telling all the black folks it's their fault about the crime and that the city can't do nothing unless they do something. What was his name? Van Dyke.
Yeah, Van Dyke.
Compromised. Not only is he a black law enforcement, he's a sellout black law enforcement.
He believes in black people.
I don't believe in him.
Somebody put in a post when we were talking about that, talking about I know him personally. He's nothing like what you said he is. Okay.
Okay, whatever. Sounds good. Cool story, bro.
Hey, take a pen and pop it. Yeah, I got you. That's the get all that out of you. Yeah,
take a pen and pop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, these people here, man. At the end of the day, you got this a creator called Bubba Dub out there, and he talk about them football teams. And when I talk about these certain black politicians, and they trash. The Rapides Parish School Board, trash. The Rapides Parish School Board Superintendent, trash.
it's a young lady who does her. She does it in the closet on TikTok. I forgot her name, but that's what she used. That's her phrase too. Trash. When she's doing her
Trash.
commentary, she uses trash. That's just trash. That's a new word. I guess I'm gonna have to start using that. But yeah. So you guys, so we had a good show tonight. I didn't mean to go all over the place, but we wound up back to where we were talking about, which is Alexandria. And Nat was saying, like, he's saying he putting his feet up. He said we tried to tell y'all a lot of stuff. Nobody was listening. We did the classes, we did everything we could do, and nobody was listening. So um and having the experience of working with children, I've worked with children in the juvenile system, and I've worked with children in the regular school system. Um, it's trying. It is trying, but you have to know how to communicate with them. When I was working in the Texas system, one thing I did was at the time they could have their phones. Now I know they can't have their phones now, but they would have their phones, and as long as they're not using their phones during classroom time, they can have their phones. So some of the kids would actually bring and pull out their phones. So the way that I broke that up was I told them, if you look at your phone, you will have to stand up. If I catch you looking at your phone, you will have to stand up in front of the class and read what you're looking at. And guess what? They stopped pulling out their phones, because they didn't want me and everybody else in the classroom to know what they were reading or looking at. Yeah. So I stopped them from pulling out their phones during class. It worked. Something simple as that. Because a lot of those kids probably couldn't, this wasn't no at-risk school or no bad school. These were them upper crust schools. But a lot of kids don't like to read out loud. So I knew that would have been something they were not going to want done. So they would put their phone up. That's all I told them. I said, if I catch you, my rule is if I catch you looking at your phone during this class, you will stand up in front of everybody and read what you're looking at. I don't care what it is. And they did not pull out their phone. That was throughout every class that I had, that was my rule. In some classes, they have to put them in this little case when they walk in the classroom. But that was kind of like laid back. They didn't, make a big deal about it. But if they were going to be able to have their phones, the rule is during class time, you're not allowed to have your phone out. And so that's the way I handled them. And it worked. Something simple as just telling them that you have to read out loud. Whatever you're looking at on your phone, you will have to read about it out loud. You got to tell us, if you're looking at a message, you got to tell me what the message said. And they didn't want to do that. So I broke that habit. There's a lot of things you can do with kids. It's a lot of things you can do with kids to keep them from being bad. Tavares, do you remember when I was at Youth Challenge program and I would come back to work? You remember that?
Yeah, I wasn't in the youth challenge program when you were in there, so
I know you weren't in there, but when I came back to work,
yeah.
and so what I would do is when the kids act a clown during the day, I'm not chasing you, I'm not fighting with you, I'm not arguing with you. I came up with an idea. We have these little green books, and we keep them in our uniform pocket in our BDUs. And if I had a problem with you, I wrote your name down, and I would get off at 5, go home. I don't know if I fed you, made sure your homework were done, and I would come back up there because I didn't live far from Camp Boulevard. And I would come back up there. And when I come to the door and they see me in civilian clothes and I start naming them off, calling out their names, they already knew what was going to happen. Right across from their barracks is a pit, a sand pit. I don't know if it's still there because it's been a while. And we would go over there and we would have a wonderful time in that sand pit until I was tired. Not when they were tired, but until I was tired. And then I would put them back I said, make sure they take a shower and put them in bed. I'll see y'all in the morning. And that's what I would do. That's how I got them from stop clowning during the daytime. When they wanted to clown and not listen to nobody, that's the way I did it. I didn't have to holler and scream and cuss and hit nobody. I just wrote their name down and I came back. That's dedication, y'all. Because I worked 12-hour shifts. We worked from 5 in the morning to 5 in the evening. Those are 12-hour shifts. And I would come back around 7. Because they didn't have to go to bed till I think 8:45 or 9 o'clock. So I would come back. And instead of them hanging out with their friends and talking and laughing and making phone calls, they spent some time with me by themselves. And you could see I wasn't taking them anywhere. We were right directly across from the barracks. And they would be in that sand pit until I got tired. And then I put them, tuck them, tell them, make sure they take a shower and go to bed. So I didn't have to hit them. I didn't have to hurt them. These kids were cock strong. When I say cock strong, these kids, these young women were cock strong because we exercised them every day. So I didn't hurt nobody. They didn't pass out or anything like that. I knew my limitations on giving them exercises. After that next day, I didn't have a problem with that same person. It would be somebody else have to try me. And I'd have my little green book and I'd write their names in it. There's ways you can discipline kids without putting your hands on them. I'm just saying. And if a lot of these kids do sports and they do all that, that wouldn't hurt them to punish them in that way. You know, when they get out of hand. And then like some schools, believe it or not, some schools have meditation rooms. When they're having those issues, when they have those episodes, they go to meditation to calm down. I'm just saying. Don't tell me there's no solutions to our kids. Our kids don't have to go to prison. Our kids don't have to do that. Lots of these kids is a lack of love and attention from home. A lot of it is. It is. A lot of it is lack of love and attention at home. So, but I wanted to leave y'all with that. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Thank you guys for hanging out with us here tonight. Let me go through my list. So we had Mr. Turner. We had Miss Mims. She came in. We had Miss About Them Kids. We had Miss Dixon. We had Miss Thomas here. We had, who else showed up? Miss Dixon. Miss Dixon was loud tonight. Thank you, Miss Dixon. Thank you. Miss Bell was here. She slipped in. She'll go back and listen to it. Yes. Thank you. So you guys, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Mr. Scott ain't been in and Mr. Brown wasn't here tonight. Must have had to work. But yeah. So, but thank you guys for everything. You guys have a great night. We'll be back Wednesday, and I'll promise I'll try to stay on topic Wednesday. Okay? I'm going to try. All right. You guys have a great night. We'll talk to you guys later, and bye-bye.